What is up, y'all? What is up, y'all? What is up, y'all? Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Just sending out some invites here. Sending out a few invites here. We are in a cemetery in Fort Edward, New York. I'm gonna put my sweatshirt on. I'm just sending out a few invites here. Hello, hello, Karen. Hello, how are you? Hello, hello, hello. Sending out a few invites. I appreciate y'all so very much. How's it going? How's it going? Just gonna grab my sweatshirt real quick. All right, but we are in Fort Edward. We're gonna be walking through here. Ryan, how's it going? Everybody that's hopping in here, let me know where y'all coming from. We're in upstate New York right now. This is Union Cemetary in Fort Edward. Fort Edward just down the road was a star fort here, a star fort. Lots of wild history, but there's all sorts of wild obelisks here. There's a ghost story we're gonna go cover towards the front of the church. And there's the story of Jane McCrae here as well. So we're gonna be walking around the cemetery. Just give me a second. It's getting a little chilly out there, Well, we got 29 people. If you can share this out, I greatly appreciate it. 39 people. Where's everybody coming from? The window guy. Peace and love to you as well. Holy Healer, how you doing? Hello, hello, from Connecticut. This across from Broadway? Yep, right across from Broadway Lanes. Right on. Maggie, how's it going? Robin, how's it going? We got almost 100 people already. Share this out. California, beautiful day. I had to just put a sweatshirt on here. We're in upstate New York. Oh, you're looking for a building down there now? Right on. Wind's picking up a little bit. I'm gonna grab my keys here out of the truck. We're gonna go for a little walk. You got ancestors here? Right on. 144 people watching live right now. We are in a cemetery, Fort Edward, New York. 85 degrees in California. I would love some California weather right now. Capital? Oh, the Capitol. I was in the capital of Albany. We were live the other day there. I had 10,000 people roll through on that live. 10,000 people a couple days ago. This is a pretty big cemetery, actually. One of the larger ones around here. Down the road here is Moss Street Cemetery. Some interesting history behind that, especially around Kingsbury. I uncovered some burning history, which is wild. I'm going to send out a few more invites here. Please, y'all, let me know where y'all are from. $120 people watching. There's all sorts of stuff. Well, look at this one right off the rip. King, lots of kings. Westchester, Louisiana. What else we got? Louisiana, Westchester, New York, Indiana, lots of giants in Indiana, Wake Forest, North Carolina. I'm going to be headed down to North Carolina in a couple weeks. Going down with my brother TJ. A niece is graduating high school. Worlds Conspire, whereabouts in Massachusetts? I actually filmed quite a bit in Massachusetts. Port Orange, Florida, Washington State, New Jersey. I filmed quite a bit in New Jersey. The Old Croton Aqueduct. Casey, I do not. Manda Panda 91, how are you? Andrea from Kentucky. Carver, Plymouth. Right on. I have some content to edit from Plymouth, actually. So I'm going to search this, or I'm going to turn this camera around here. And if you don't know who I am, please go watch the first 3 pinned videos on my channel. You'll figure out who I am pretty quick. But go watch the first 3 pinned videos on my channel. I'm Lance from Upstate. I've been TikToking here for about 9 months. We've gained about 14,000 followers already. We're just out here spreading love for entertainment purposes only and exposing truth. I was a real-life detective. I'm a combat veteran. I quit all that stuff to expose truth and expose things with symbolism. Have I done anything in Catskill? I've been around Catskill quite a bit, actually. I have some content ideas for around there. I go down scouting quite a bit. Oh, you live in the heart of gold country, eh? Old Crown Aqueduct, insane stone and brick tunnel for water transport from New York City, Westchester. Casey, I'm going to have to check that out. Thank you very much for letting me know. Hey, and listen, y'all, if you want to see me live, make sure you go up and put the notifications in so you can get alerted when I go live. It doesn't alert everybody unless you go to my page. Go up to the little bell and put the notifications. Put yourself in the notifications there. Ghost story of Duncan Campbell. I'm going to be reading that ghost story in a second here. I appreciate the follows. The Mohonk House. I don't know if I've heard about the Mohonk House. Oh, here we go. Ticonderoga campaign. I talk about this quite frequently. We're going to come back and read this, but I wanted to show you over here first where it says this is the Union Cemetery. Union Cemetery. Got more facts to read over there. It's a fact, Jack. KP, what's up? Amanda Panda. I have not done stuff in Salem, Mass, but I've done stuff in Salem, New York. I will be going to Salem, Massachusetts, though. We're going to walk out here. Becco, hi, how are you? Oh, it looks like The Shining. Right on, right on. So the grave of Duncan Campbell and Jane McCrae. So Jane McCrae, she was killed here by some natives. Captive right down the hill. There's all sorts of wild history like that around here. But within the left of this gate. So Jane McCrae is somewhere over in here. We walked by her already. I appreciate y'all. Oh, somebody lost their... Oh, I can't show that. Don't want to show that. Lady Amber. Lady Amber. All right, these are somebody's... You know what? This is the only time I'm not going to pick up garbage. Well, I guess I already got it. Somebody's rolly smokes. So anyway, Union Cemetery, right? Union Cemetery. This is interesting. So, marble. A lot of this marble we've learned, right, came from Vermont. I showed you guys the first marble quarry in the entire United States. It was in Dorset, Vermont, not that far from here. Interesting, too, is that right here, Hudson Falls, Fort Edward, this is the line, essentially. Kingsbury is where all the block came that built the Bennington Monument, that 306-foot-tall obelisk in the state of Vermont, as well as the Saratoga Battle Monument in Schuylerville, and the Brooklyn Bridge, which the Brooklyn Bridge just got hit by a Mexican boat. Did you see that? Mexican Navy ship. Strong. 1825. It's a good size obelisk. Good size obelisk there. Augustus Clementis, 1911. Did you guys watch my video I posted earlier? I actually referenced this in my poetry. Look at that. Amber, Lady Amber Alexander, did you like that poem? Did you like that? Oh, this is pretty interesting, this big one. Bachelor. Ooh, we know that symbol. Russell. Wing. Allen Hart. Let's go over here and read some of this history. There's a lot of headstones in here. Thank you, Lady Amber. If y'all don't know me, please go watch the first 3 pinned videos on my channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. Give me a follow. Share this out. I am Lance from Upstate. Just out here spreading knowledge and sharing love. Jane McCrae. Here we go. This is the story. Boat situation. All right. I can read some of this for us, okay? So Jane McCrae was a Fort Edward area resident in 1777 during the Saratoga campaign, okay? With the approach of the British Army, Jane's brother, Colonel John McCrae, a supporter of the Patriot cause, evacuated his farm in the west bank of the Hudson River, located on West River Road in the town of Moreau. Unbeknownst to the family, Jane stayed behind to meet her fiancé, David Jones, a lieutenant in the Loyalist militia unit serving with Burgoyne's regulars. Do you know what a loyalist is? They were loyal to the crown. Loyal to the crown. Jane went to the house of Sarah McNeil, grandmother of her friend Polly Hunter. On July 27, Jane and Sarah traveled up to Fort Edward Hill to meet up with the British Army. Spotting a group of Native Americans led by the Chief Duluth, the ladies ran back to the McNeil house to hide. The Indians found Sarah and Jane and pulled them out of the cellar. Jane was placed on a horse and Sarah was forced to walk as she was physically unable to ride. On the way to the British Army, a second group of Native Americans, led by the Chief Leloup, confronted Duluth and tried to take Jane. A struggle ensued and at least one shot was fired, killing Jane. As she was already dead, the Indians scalped Jane and returned to the British camp. Lieutenant Jones recognized the scalp and then found Jane's body near the site of the current Fort Edward High School. So just down the road here, this is Broadway, okay? Just down the road here. Lieutenant Jones recognized the scalp and then found Jane's body near the site of the current Fort Edward High School. He buried Jane along the east bank of the Hudson River and then resigned his commission, moving to Canada, where he died a few years later. Okay, now this is Jane McCrae. After her death, many claim that the atrocity spurred area volunteers to fight in the Patriot Army and helped turn the tide of the revolution with her support at the Battle of Saratoga. So they used her death. To rally the Patriots, okay? Stories of the young maid's beauty grew. There are no known contemporary images of Jane, and later ones have shown her hair to be many colors, usually blonde or red. You got that? Usually blonde or red. Later, entrepreneurs used Jane's memory to set all sorts of items. Songs, paintings, and prints were among the most popular. Pictures of the Jane McCrae house on Broadway were very good sellers. Fort Edward resident George Harvey felled the famous tree near where Jane had been killed. The Jane McCrae tree, he felled it in the mid-19th century and created thousands of Jane McCrae souvenirs. Among the most popular items from the forest of Jane McCrae trees came souvenirs, snuff boxes, and canes. So they cut down the tree where she was died and then monetized that too, right? Okay. Absolutely wild. All right, I know we had some comments come in here. 80 people watching right now. So we're reading about Jane McCrae. We are in Fort Edward, New York. We're exploring another cemetery. There's all sorts of obelisks and stuff out here. Yes, Jane McCrae's site is on Route 4 South. Lady Amber, it's okay. No problem at all. Blaze 86, what is going on, Blaze? Legend 33, Ever Bruce. The Bruce. We can talk about that. I mean, Diamond Folds, Willie. What's going on? You walk your dogs over here? Gary, 1911. That's kind of funny because 1911 is the date that comes up all the time. And actually, that obelisk that I just looked at right over there, that's got the date 1911 on it. I'm good, Will. How are you? Just out here doing it, buddy. So, there's no real picture of Jane McCrae. They say, or depictions, but this is her, okay, getting killed. All right? Blaze, you're awesome, brother. You're awesome. I appreciate you, Blaze. In 1822, as the Champlain Canal was under construction, you all heard me talk about the Champlain Canal, built between 1817 and 1825, concurrently with the Erie Canal across the entire state of New York. In 1822, as the Champlain Canal was under construction, Jane McCrae's remains were removed from the east bank of the Hudson River and placed in the McNeil lot in the State Street Burying Ground in Fort Edward. This was done with full ceremony. 30 years later, Jane's niece allowed her remains to be transferred to the Sandy Hill and Fort Edward Union Cemetery. So Hudson Falls, right? Down the road here, Hudson Falls, that used to be Sandy Hill, okay? Kingsbury, town of Kingsbury, village of Hudson Falls, used to be the town of Sandy Hill. In the early 21st century, Jane's remains were twice disinterred for scientific and historical purposes. It was found that 2 sets of female remains were in the grave. What? There were 2 sets in there. The remains became commingled. Get out of here. Are we for serious right now? It also discovered that reports of souvenir seekers stealing her bones in 1852 are true. However, most of the second younger skeleton are present in the Union Cemetery. They don't even know who's in here. They don't even know who's in this cemetery, bro. They don't even know who's in this cemetery anymore. So this is where they think Jane McCrae. So she was 17 years old. That's who we just wrote about, okay? Jane McCrae. Made captive and murdered by a band of Indians. Let's talk about propaganda for entertainment purposes only. For entertainment purposes only, let's talk about propaganda. Let's talk about propaganda. Here rests the remains of Jane McCrae, age 17, made captive and murdered by a band of Indians. Made captive and murdered by a band of Indians. Okay? Yes. Sarah Gordon. So this is the young woman that was with her. And then, wow, that's a wild looking. Wow. Duncan Campbell. Duncan Campbell. Do you see it? That's a wild looking headstone right there. I have never seen. Here lies the body of Duncan Campbell of Innerswa Esquire, major to the Old Highland Regiment. The Old Highland Regiment? Come on, the Old Highland Regiment. We're talking about Scotland, you know, about the Adirondack Mountains or the Appalachian Mountains. I tell you. All right, what do we got here? That is a strange carving, right, Maggie? Seriously. I'd never seen one like that at the top. So I've seen those headstones. I've seen headstones that have faces like that and have the wings. But with that on top of it, like, together, I don't know about that one. What do y'all think? Suspect. Highly suspect. Highly suspect, I'd say. Highly suspect. Another giant obelisk. There's a bunch of obelisks down there we're going to go check out. But this is pretty interesting stuff right here. Oh, so look, there's the original. Here lies the body of Duncan Campbell. So this is the original headstone that we just looked at. Duncan Campbell's original headstone, now preserved in this exhibit. Huh. Oh, this is some interesting stuff here. So Fort Ticonderoga, that was a giant star fort. It's still up there in Fort Ty. Blaze, you never seen one like that either, bro? What we got here? Old Interwa house from River Ah with a Ben Crucian in the background. View from the west. X marks the window of the ghost room. What in the world? The ghost room. 85 people watching. Ryan, yes, Star Fort for sure. All right. So we're going to read the ghost story of Duncan Campbell, okay? One evening, Duncan Campbell, Laird of Inverowie, was disturbed by a knock on his door. At such a late hour, Duncan was surprised to confront the desperate Highlanders seeking refuge. He had killed a man and had Duncan swear on his dirk. A dirk would be a knife, like a dagger, like shorter than a sword, that he would protect him according to ancient custom of the Highlands, of the Scottish Highlands. A short time later, Duncan was again disturbed by a knock on the door, and an opening learned that his cousin was dead, and the posse was searching for the man who had killed him. Oh, that's wild. Duncan, swearing no knowledge of the murder, bolted the door and went to bed. During the late hours, his cousin's ghost visited his bedchamber and said to him, Inverowie, blood has been shed. Shield not the murderer. On the following morning, Duncan removed his visitor to a nearby cave, lest he be discovered giving the culprit shelter. Subsequently, the ghost returned to Duncan in his sleep twice more, and on the final visit said, "Farewell, Inverowie, farewell, till we meet at Ticonderoga." Look at that crest. That's an interesting crest there, huh? Oh, yeah. Nothing to see there. Story, Supperman, Bruce's, Scotland, Supperman. Interesting stuff here. Interesting stuff. I appreciate all the love and all the support. If y'all want to catch me live and get notified every time I go live, make sure you go to my page, go up to the little bell up in the right-hand corner and get notified every time I go live. That way you guys know you can get notified. Pretty wild, pretty wild. Where's everybody else from here? Is there any place, anybody that's local from around this area, any place you want me to check out? Wow, that is a wild looking headstone right there. That one's got, look at this one. Yo. What in the world? This is glass? This is glass. Becco, Alabama. What part of Alabama? Joe Kid, South Glens Falls. I was just over there. DJ Smooth, Buffalo. All sorts of stuff in Buffalo. Ramirez, Dallas, Texas. Dude, I need to get down to Texas. Ryan, you want to see some more places in Vermont? We can make that happen. Lady Amber, I will come explore cemeteries with you. Lady Amber, I will come explore cemeteries with you. We'll go rip around. Florence, Big Energies in Trenton, New Jersey. Bills in Posting Kill. Crystal or lead crystal. That's very, I don't know. It's always somber seeing those kind of markers. So the top of that obelisk. Where am I at now? I am in the Union Cemetary in Fort Edward, New York. So I just actually filmed the Zion Episcopalian church right down the road here. And now this is the Zion right here. Athens, Georgia, Blaze, my boy. Clifton, New Jersey. Right on, right on. More New Jersey. We get a lot of people that watch from New Jersey. All right. Just want to make sure my truck is locked. We're going to go walking here. Whoa, King Highland. King Highland. So y'all know how I feel about etymology, right? Etymology and words, etymology. That's a handshake right there. Freemason handshake. Freemason handshake right there. Auburn, New York. You know what? Somebody else just brought up Auburn. I got to go there. I have to go there. It's like a random place for people to be bringing up, it seems like, Auburn. But I will definitely go to Auburn. Is there anything else I should check out there? I appreciate all the love and support from y'all. Very much so. We're going to hit like 14,000 followers, which is wild. Absolutely wild. What do we got? Thank you, thank you, thank you. O'Toole. IHS. Brett, I know. I was thinking I should have got a hold of you. I went to my acupuncture appointment, and then I wasn't going to go live, but then, because I thought it was going to rain, but then I had to. It was like a snap, last-minute decision, Brett. I apologize. You're home? Whoa, look at that one. Something would have been here. Kinderhook, New York. 8th president lived 2 miles away. Farrell. There's a cross up in that one. Haven't seen too much Freemason stuff yet. For entertainment purposes only. LJ, it's nice. Yeah, it certainly is, LJ. It's nice to see everybody. I love when we get together and we're all talking, doing this. Oh, there's a couple Templar crosses, though. Either side. Iron crosses. Iron crosses. Obelisk. Greg, what is going on? I was hoping you'd come by. I sent you an invite. And Adirondack Life, what is going on? I sent you the invite. Hey, make sure you guys go to the little bell. Listen, the little bell on my main page. If you click on that, that'll alert you every time I go live. Go and get the notifications. Make sure you hit yes on the notifications. Yeah, Mr. Whipple. We can go back. Johnston. So is this Whipple that you're talking about? What do we got here? Hey, dude. Mr. Whipple. Is that like Whipple going back to Greenwich, like Whipple City? Oh, look here. Look. There's a square right there. Square right there. That's what we're looking for. A little Freemason square action. Yeah, dude. Whipple. Yeah, like Whipple City, like the Whipple City in Greenwich, New York. Hey, we're in the Union Cemetary in Fort Edward, right on Broadway. Oh, right on. All right, so what? The Whipple gravestone back there is that I've walked around in Greenwich, New York. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here, Greg. But, dude, yes, so Whipple City, the village of Greenwich, New York, not Greenwich Village in New York City, but Greenwich, New York. They used to be called the Whipple City, just like Hudson Falls was Sandy Hill. All right, so there's an anchor. Handshake, an anchor. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Lots of handshakes going on here, Greg. Lots of handshakes. There's some wild stuff in the middle here. And there's also a circle. You got to remember geometry, right? Oh, there's so much. Yeah. That's wild. George Bell. Sergeant, what's going on? Yeah, no, there's 1,000 years. There's 1,000 years for sure. We're missing 1,000 years somewhere. HXNNXXX. I am in the Union Cemetary in Fort Edward, New York. Oh yeah, Greg, this is awesome. I'm glad you're here. This is a cool thing, is that we have people that watch these lives from all over the world now. We have people in Europe, people in Australia. It is so cool. We got people down south. Minnesota, big-hearted, peace and love. My brother, what is going on? We are walking around. Oh, there we go. Another crown. Love and light to you too, my brother. Love and light to you. That one's thick. That one's thick right there. That one's thick. Beautiful, beautiful giant trees. Says my brother, what is going on? What is going on? Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on over here. Look at the size of this one. This one's pretty big. Desert down there, Blaze? Hey, Adirondack Life. You missed it, bro. I read all the plaques and information about Jane McCrae. Wow, this one's pretty big. Pretty big. Obelisks everywhere. LJ, I totally believe you. I totally believe you. And Sis, for entertainment purposes, yes. What is this? Oh, Hebron. All right, we got a little history here. Solomon Northrop. Lions International, Lions Club. Okay, 2 lions, tribe of Judah. Okay. Well done, restoration. Yeah, we're in actual upstate. We're in actual upstate up here, all right? We're in upstate. Samuel Nelson grew up on a farm in Hebron, New York. He was a friend of the Northrop family, later became an associate judge in the United States Supreme Court on his way to Louisiana. Of course it's Solomon, absolutely. Where's everybody from? We got anybody else from Louisiana? Henry Bliss Northrop was born in Hebron, New York. So Hebron is east of here, towards the Vermont border. As a young man, he attended the nearby North Granville Academy and went on to study at Middlebury College, where he received his Bachelor of Arts degree in 1829. In 1831, he married Electa Taylor, and they had 7 children. So timeline. We got to make sure we got that. He was on the Board of Supervisors, New York State Supreme Court, New York State Chancery. Oh, and then he was a district attorney. Rescue of Solomon Northrop. Let's figure out who Solomon Northrop is right here. Bro, Brad Attack, I think it is. Dude, you're from New Orleans? That is awesome. Hey, Greg, I want to do some information, because my grandfather, my poppy, he was a member of the Lions Club. And I remember, when I was a kid, they would do, fundraisers, all sorts of stuff like that. But they wore, little green vests. I don't really know a whole lot about it, other than he was a member forever. I still have his vest. I'll show it to y'all. But I'm going to do some research about it. The 2 heads had me thinking. The L, right? Lion, L. And then the 2 heads as the Judah, Judah lions. I don't know. So Sandy Hill, we were talking about that. So Sandy Hill would have been Hudson Falls. That would have been down the road here, okay? Down the road. Blaze, you're awesome. I appreciate you. 1841, Solomon Northrop was kidnapped in Saratoga Springs, New York, and sold into slavery. In 1852, Solomon met a Canadian carpenter named Bass, who was able to mail letters for Solomon to Saratoga Springs. The letters were eventually passed on to Henry B. Northrop by Anne H. Northrop, Solomon's wife. It was Henry B. Northrop who effected this rescue of Solomon Northrop. After taking care of legalities in Washington, Henry B. headed to Marksville, Louisiana, where the letters from Solomon were postmarked. There he found Bass with the help of a local lawyer named John P. Waddell. Bass let Henry B. know that Solomon was a slave at Epps Plantation in Bayou Boeuf. With a local sheriff on hand, Henry B. went to the Epps plantation to prove Solomon's freedom and take him home to New York State. Finally, on January 22nd, 1853, Solomon was reunited with his family and able to return home to Glens Falls. There he is, Solomon. Solomon right here. Samuel Nelson, Henry Bliss. Interesting. Really? Huh. I'm just reading some of your comments here. Granville is slate quarries and... Oh, yeah, Granville, slate capital of the world, they say. Slate capital of the world. Yeah, 122, interesting. Exactly. Exactly. And this one's pretty, there's another one. That's a kernel. Kernel? I don't know, at the top of that. Yes. So, Sandy Hill has Baker's Falls. Which, the waterfalls there are gigantic. There's some old... Hey, Adirondack Life, you ever seen the old ancient stuff built into the side of the Hudson River down there? Look at this one. That one's giant. The redhead stone? No. It's like some sort of slate. Red slate. Here lies the body of Frederick B. Richards. Looks like it's just slate. August 1st, 1865. That's from 1958. Adirondack Smalls. Yeah, no, that's wicked cool. Thank you, Brat. Definitely. Yeah, Jimmy on a mission? I'm sure they don't, but I don't know. I'm also divinely guided and divinely protected. That's why I tell everybody all the time. You want to be brave? Be yourself. You want to be brave? Be yourself. That's bravery. I mean, on that culver at the top there, that's like, looks kind of like the Alpha and the Omega, maybe. Yo, Adirondack Lake, we gotta go. I want to go explore those ruins down there. All that stuff built into the sidewall, the riverbanks. I've looked at it with my binoculars, and I mean, I've scoped it out. Oh, here we go. Becco, no, you're not. Becco, don't even. You are not, my dear. You are not. Please go watch the first 3 pinned videos on my page. Pretty please. So we got a ways to go back here. Lots of big, beautiful oak trees in here. Big, beautiful oak trees. And that was the first obelisk that we saw when we came in. The name on that is King. All right, there's my truck over there. This is a big circle in here. We're talking about geometry, right? And things all being put out the right, like a specific way, purposefully. Geometric shapes, patterns. Exactly, Brat. Yeah, Becco, you found the right place here. We got lots of awesome people that we've been connecting. An awesome soul tribe here of rational, critical thinkers. Rational, critical thinkers with open minds. Western Mass? Oh yeah, I filmed in Western Mass quite a bit. Maggie, exactly. Question everything. Elena. Yeah, our U.S. Capitol is wild. Absolutely wild. Oh, there's another Iron Cross. Freemason Iron Cross. Yeah, Becco, definitely check out some of our videos. There's a lot of awesome people, too, that follow this account. Brat's wicked cool. She'll talk to you. She's awesome. She was one of the first people I connected with on TikTok when I first started. Optimistic, whatever, Shabolden, I am not. No, please go watch the first 3 videos on my page. Go watch all my videos. What building, Brat? There's so many places that I want to do videos on, or no, not that one. I only went to Brooklyn because I spent the rest of my time down in Long Island, and I actually found some really whoa, that's a wild looking one down there. But I actually found some wild stuff in Long Island, so I'll be going back to New York City. Why the obelisks? Well, that goes back to Osiris. But in your opinion, the obelisks? No, it's supposed to symbolize a male anatomy, okay? Yeah, Adirondack life, absolutely. We're gonna go explore together for sure. Yeah, so going to the Egypt thing, Elon Musk talks about Egypt being, Memphis. We are in the biblical land. Jimmy's on a mission. Oh, the Mesa stuff gets wicked dark. People don't realize how dark it actually gets. All right, so this is by far the tallest stone that I've found so far. The tallest star, and that's Howland. Yeah, I don't know how big this one is, but I'm gonna set the tripod up real quick. And that's not even gonna be able to even show you how big it is. I mean, it's gigantic. I mean, I don't know. Hinton Perry, 1901. In my opinion, no, absolutely. Ritualistic symbolism all around. That's what I show all the time. Ritualistic symbolism. There's symbolism everywhere. And the Templars and the Masons, it's all the same thing. So I refer to it that way. For entertainment purposes only, TikTok. For entertainment purposes only. But it's all hidden in plain sight. And it's all literally hidden in everything. It's just nobody wants to believe it. They're like, oh, that's crazy. Or, oh, that can't be happening in my town. No way. No, it absolutely is. And that's what they wanted you to believe. B-L-I-E-V-E. All right? B-Lie-V. Right? They wanted you to believe a different narrative. Like, and then this is weird, okay? Let's talk about how things are lined up here, okay? This whole thing, there's only one thing here, and it's this military stone. So dedicated to all the veterans by Post 574 American Legion, Hudson Falls, New York, okay? Before anybody gets after me about the veteran stuff, if y'all don't know me, I am a veteran. I'm a combat veteran, okay? I was in the Army Infantry. I know that all these monuments are used. The military, we're sent off. It's no different than any other ritualistic sacrifice. All right, that's how it works. And then we pay homage to all of it. Okay? Ritual. Oh, that makes complete sense, Adirondack life. Complete sense. Complete sense. All ritualistic. Legend 33, you and I are going to talk a little bit. All right, so here we go. Stone Family Mausoleum. Reels review, did you? Yeah, there's been some wild stuff. I've experienced some wild stuff in this cemetery myself. So I don't feel like walking through that. I don't like walking through portals all the time. Portals. I appreciate the follow. Well, that echoes weird. All right. Oh, look what we got. All right, so stone. There is stained glass up here. Before we even get all the way up here, I'm looking. What are those? Upside down Luciferian torches. Upside down Luciferian torches. Yeah, no, I'm good, brat. I am good. Again, I don't give any of it power. It has no power over me. Seashell deities? Are there seashell deities up there? No. What's on the other side? Greg! Shell, yes. Shell, absolutely. Brian, that's right. No power. Ain't got no power over me. I am not scared. I am not afraid. I am not. I am here in love and light. I put nothing but goodness into the universe, so what comes back to me? Okay, what comes back to me? I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Exactly, Brian. Jimmy, I think you're right. I think that a lot of the mausoleums enter in down underground. I've seen all these mounds. A lot of these cemeteries are in old mounds, just like the crypts that you see in Paris. They talk about the crypts. There's crypts all over the entire world, okay? For entertainment purposes only, TikTok, right? Please share this out to everybody because I get silenced, unfortunately. And we've grown a lot, 14,000 followers in 9 months. But we need to start talking about all this stuff because it doesn't make sense. And I've been interested and curious about this stuff since I was a child. You know, I joined the Army when I was 17, turned 22 in Afghanistan. At 23, I became a cop. I worked for 11 years, 1 month, and 1 week as a police officer. I was a detective. I was a sergeant. Nothing makes sense. All right. And the only way we heal is through truth. And the only way we get to truth is by conversation. So we need to be talking about these things and just be open. So division has no home here. We're here to talk and be critical thinkers and show the next generation below us that bravery means to be yourself. Just be yourself. That's what you want to be brave. Be yourself. Whew. End of rant. Thank you, Brian, for sharing. Harvey, thank you. Buffy, yes, the obelisks and graveyards are all right. If you see an obelisk, it's in reference to Freemasonry. Okay, if you see an obelisk, it's in reference to Freemasonry. Blaze, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. If you're off already, I appreciate you. The Avantagardist, don't you think that I just cleverly put it there to deter grave robbers? I mean, there's multiple reasons for everything. And you gotta think, it's like lie within lie within lie. Society on top of society, civilization on top of civilization. It's so many things. LJ, that's wild. About the mausoleum. Yeah, Lady Amber, there's a lot of mounds. Nellie J, yes, it's in everywhere. Videos, corporations. Blaze, yeah, we can talk, brother. Jimmy, yes, Egypt is an Egypt in the Bible. Yes, Egypt as an Egypt in the Bible. A lot of these stones are repurposed. If y'all don't watch Indios369, go check out his channel, Indios369, my buddy Indios. He was just on Saturday. I joined him. Look at this one. Come on, what is this one right here? Look at this. There's nothing. I've never seen an obelisk like this. Look. That's buried, bro. This one's buried. Have you ever seen an obelisk buried in a cemetery? I have not. And y'all have been with me in how many times I've been to cemeteries? I've been to dozens and dozens of cemeteries. That one is buried. Greg, do you see this one? Donna, oh yeah, lots in Pennsylvania. Greg, you see this one? Look. It's buried. And all it says is Bradley on it. All it says is Bradley on it. 1928, 1957. Shamrock. We're going to fix this. All right. Show some respect. So this is GAR, Granddaughters of the American Revolution. Then what do we have here? Upside down, 5-pointed star. George Bradley. There's no date on it. There's no date on it at all. Adirondack, like there's no date on it. It's just buried, and it just says Bradley. And this obelisk has got to be 3 times my height, at least 20 feet probably, at least tall. Brad, relates to Anunnaki because, yeah, no, it's a family monolith for sure. It's absolutely a family monolith. It relates to Anunnaki because it's all about control, like the gold. All right, if you Nibiru, I've done videos about Nibiru. All right, coming here, the gold. You also see there's a movie called Battlefield Earth with John Travolta. Go check that out. I don't know how many we've seen so far, but there's a lot. There is a lot. Oh, Lisa. Well, that makes sense. Pyramid Mausoleum. I saw a pyramid mausoleum when I was in Brooklyn. When I was live there was a pyramid mausoleum. Jason, I've been in Saratoga. What's a good cemetery around Saratoga to check out, though? And if you haven't checked it out, check out my first 3 pinned videos. But I've done videos about the Saratoga Battle Monument. I've done a lot of videos in Victory. Lots in Saratoga, actually. I've gone live in Saratoga before. I'm not that far away. Like right now I'm in Fort Edward. And I'm only, I don't know, I'm east of here. I'm 40 minutes east. I'm literally on the Vermont border. Elena, I don't know what you mean. I'm not a believer in the Holy Trinity. I don't know what that has to do with any of my videos. I don't know what that symbol is over there. We're going to go check out those ones. Those look like they're square little diamonds. Ah, okay. Family monoliths in Minnesota. No, Elena, I mean, I believe I got a lot of videos. That's just if you watch out my 3 pin videos, the third one talks what I really got into this was for mental health. I mean, I follow Yeshua. I did a pretty cool poem rap. I released it today. It's on my page. You can go check that out too. And if you guys want to catch me live, please go up and hit the notification button. There's a notification alert. It's a bell on my page. Get notified when I'm live and help support me. I appreciate you so very much. Another one. So we got a G here and a G here. Not every square has a G too. And then there's like 3 different meanings behind the G. Oh, that's a pretty interesting one. Thank you, Brat. I appreciate you. I appreciate the follows. And Brian, you said you're from Ohio? I got to get out and see that Serpent Mound. All right. So there's another one. And that kind of looks like a fleur-de-lis. The fleur-de-lis, fleur-de-lis. Big in Quebec, we're not that far from Canada. So you got to realize, like during the French and Indian War, the French were fighting the British here too, okay? There's a lot of war history here, unfortunately. But for anybody who thinks that the Crusades didn't come to the Americas, didn't come to North America, we got 84 people watching right now. I think earlier we were up to 150. 15,000 hearts. Brian, have you been to that mountain before, bro? The Serpent Mounds in Ohio? I don't know if anybody that's watching has not seen the Serpent Mounds in Ohio or are not familiar. Definitely go check those out. I've located Serpent Mounds here in Washington County for a fact. Adirondack Life, the whole Hudson River, because the Hudson River is incredibly important. This is what started it. In Adirondack Life, him and I we connected. It was with a church for a castle here in Hudson Falls, a video that I did. And that was over the winter when I really started to dive into this stuff some more. So that looks like an Amazon smile to me, right? Or like two hands coming together like a Freemason handshake. Two hands, the two hands interlocking, coming in right there. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And this is Roman concrete. Like, the difference between Roman concrete and regular concrete is you can look it up. Roman concrete has a permanent bond. A permanent bond. If you go to Indio's 369 channel, he was just on the broadcast in Albany. I went with him. And the person that he was sponsoring the whole event, he wanted to talk to Indios because he knew all about Roman concrete. Wicked Witchy Poo, there you are, Professor, the law professor. William Hart Hill, Fort Edward, New York, historian and author. William Hart Hill was born in Fort Edward, New York, April 29th, 1891. Oh, look. Check this out. This is the only model I've seen so far. Okay, here we go. Star Fort, right? Star Fort. Star Fort, Star Fort, Star Fort. This is Fort Edward. Fort Edward was a star fort. Fort Edward was a star fort. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's a star fort. So, star forts were in Europe. This is one of the biggest smoking guns that we have for their narrative. Listen, this right here, star forts. Do you see how? All right, so this would have been the Hudson River, okay? This is a moat. This is a moat that literally goes all the way around this. This would have been filled up with water. You can even see like a canal right here. Come on. This is why I talk about the canals all the time. All the time. It gets me so fired up. It gets me fired up. They mock us. They mock us. Justa Wilson. That's interesting. Well, listen, we are definitely in the Holy Land, okay? That is wild. That's a star fort. And then there's something back here. Live restricted? What are you talking about? It says that I have commercial disclosure and paid marketing. Negative, Ghost Rider. What in the... TikTok censoring me again, all right? I'm reading right now. Literally reading. They just shut me down for talking about this. For promoting consumer goods, okay? And so it says, this live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results for the next 10 minutes because you may be promoting a brand, product, or service. Are we for serious right now? This is so frustrating. This is incredibly frustrating. Incredibly frustrating. So incredibly frustrating, you all. So incredibly frustrating. Yeah, no, I'm for serious. Yeah. No, all it was this. I was explaining literally how this works because they have these in Europe. It's just absolutely wild. Thank you, Professor. I appreciate you. Brad, it's wild. And I have a legit network now from... All right, here we go. What do we got here? What kind of poison do we have here? Let's really get flagged. All right, let's go wild with this one. Let's go wild with this one right now. All right. I stand corrected. There's no artificial food dyes or polysorbonate, nothing in there. So that's okay. I'm going to pick this garbage up still. Yes. We will be recycling 22nd Street, 21st Street, 20th Street, 23rd Street, 24th Street. Well, what? I don't know how they got these lined up. Are there the other street names on the other side? Because it goes down further, but I don't know. Streets, they say. All right, so it looks like as we get back further, this is some newer headstones. Some older ones over that way, under that big tree. No SpongeBob poison. Yeah, Lisa, exactly. 22. Yeah, Brad, no, it's actually pretty big. I drove down to the Moss Street Cemetery, and I was going to go live there because there's some wild history there. And I actually found during my research, found that there was a huge fire around this area, coincidentally. And they literally refer to it as a great fire reset because the British Army came through here and burnt everything down. Elena, I'm in Fort Edward, New York, in the Union Cemetery here on Broadway, Fort Edward. Reels review, go west for the old ones, what? What's older out west? Yeah, no, so Lisa, absolutely. Eyes wide open. You're from around here? Yeah, Reels review. No, there's a lot of old stones here. I'm in the east, And the reason why, as you go west, things make less and less sense, for sure. When you get out west, things make way less sense, especially with the timeline. A lot of states haven't been states for that long whatsoever. All right, so that looks like a flower, but it also looks like a torch. That looks like the Alpha and the Omega may be split, but that's a G. There's a lot of Freemason G's in here. Because a lot of times... Yeah, Adirondack life. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Reels Review. Okay, I see what you're saying. West side of the cemetery. Yes, that's where I started at, Reels Review. I'm going to head back that way. It looks like it's going to rain here, but I'm going to head right down through the middle. So I hear what you're saying now. I apologize. I thought you were talking about out west in, the United States out west. Seeing. Tree in the middle of the field stands round, stands tall, as though the sun hung just above forever, and every window is always favoring wind. Poet. Local poet William Bill Bronk was born in Fort Edward, New York, to William M. Bronk and Ethel Funston Bronk. He was a descendant of Jonas Bronk, for whom the Bronx was named. Well, that is quite interesting. William Bronk grew up in nearby Hudson Falls and lived in the same Victorian house for most of his life. After graduating from Hudson Falls High School and Dartmouth College, he continued his studies at Harvard University. That's near Cambridge, Massachusetts, right? Leaving Cambridge, or leaving Harvard in 1939, he focused on creating his work, The Brother in Elysium, a study of the 19th century American writers Thoreau, Whitman, and Melville. 1941, drafted in the Army. He was discharged in 45 with a rank of first lieutenant. After the war, he went on to teach English in Union College in Schenectady. I've talked about Schenectady and how the police patch for Schenectady literally is Native Americans burning down the city of Schenectady. He taught for 1 year and returned to Hudson Falls to run the family's business. Managing the Bronx Coal and Lumber Co. All right, so we follow the money, right? The Bronx. That is very interesting, is it not, lady? Hello, darling, Darlene. How are you? Yeah, it looks like some rain's coming now. All right, so we got dark skies coming. Yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. So many answers hidden in plain sight here. Clues. Something that's interesting, right? So here we go. Barbour. My last name, Barber. Barber. That's Barbour, right? You would think Barbour is probably more French. No, because you know why? My name comes from Barber dit la Rivière from Quebec. So they knocked off the La Rivière part because my family goes back to these knights. And that's how they stopped lines. They stopped lineages, is that they didn't put all the whole name in there. That happens. And then so Barber, right? Barbarian, Berber, look up the Berber people. All goes back to, I talk about the fleur de lis. And that goes back to the French Army. Yeah, no, there's another cemetery across Burgoyne. There is another cemetery I've explored before. It's up here. It's actually a historic cemetery, much like the Moss Street one is. The Moss Street one's very interesting. There are some little marble obelisks out there. It definitely feels like it's gonna rain. It's cooled down quite a bit. Here. Barbers are on my family plot at Moss Street. No kidding. Eyes wide open, I have not been to the old brick church cemetery in Whitehall. I've been planning on doing a video about Skeensboro Manor. When you think of the term manor, think of northern plantation, and then think of things when they're incorporated, okay? But I'm going to go back up there. Yeah, I'll definitely go check that out. Becco, thank you very much. Saratoga Homestead. Gee. That looks like it's just that's a star. 5-pointed star. Crown and a cross. S. Be sure to say hello to the trees while we're here. Hello, tree. It's a big one. Big old beautiful pine tree. Outside of Glens Falls was a ward. Where was that in Glens Falls? Vixie, whereabouts was that? I would love to go check that out. Ah, okay, more. Gotcha. Yeah, Justin Wilson. So I go back and I've been tracing, like if you look at military crests, all right, crests are so important. This is why I stress the importance of symbolism, is because we all know, we can look at a symbol and have an idea of what it means or refer to it. You don't need to talk. Like once you have symbols down, you don't need to talk. It's just there. Symbols is the downfall. For them, not for us. This is how we win. This is how we are winning. And names, Churchill. Yeah, Casey, that's what we're doing, waking people up. Yeah, I want to go see that in Galway. Most definitely. I'll go check that place out. Oh, the Saratoga Homestead was the old TB Asylum. Wow. Casey, yes. That's what I talk about, the Reign of Solomon. What's that look like? Okay, that's iron. There's something written up here. J.A. What's that look like? Just A. Wilson, yes. The fleur-de-lis, the fleur-de-lis. I was actually going to make a video about it. Yeah, the crows, there they are. Hello, hello, hello. They know I get ripping and rearing. Y'all should see my chickens when I get fired up. Dooster gets all fired up, starts crowing. Wow. Hey, Brat, I appreciate you. Reels Review, yes, I have several videos. I've posted quite a few videos from Oakwood Cemetery, and I've gone live there a couple times. Actually, with Indios 369. Go check out my videos. I have quite a few awesome videos about all sorts of places around the Capital Region. As well as all across the Northeast. I've been down to South Carolina. I'm going down to North Carolina. I filmed all over Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire. I got all sorts of other places to check. Templar Cross. Oh, Knickerbocker Mansion. I have personal history at Knickerbocker Mansion. Absolutely. 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 Knickerbocker Mansion. Finch. That's a big one, too. Definitely feels like it's going to rain. Amy Sue, this is your favorite one? Oh, Buttermilk Falls? Yes. Justin Wilson, I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much. B, thank you for the follow. I appreciate all the love. This is an interesting stone here. Where are the crows really want me to go back here for some reason. You hear them? Look at that crow is going wild up there. Look at that. Yeah, I love the crows. They're incredibly smart. Crows and ravens. Hello, beautiful crow. Hello, hello. Incredibly smart. Animals are much smarter than we give them credit for. My rooster, eats out of my hand. He literally, I can talk to him like he's a dog. All fired up. Right back to the tippy top of that other one right there. All the way. He's definitely a lookout. Oh yeah, no, George Washington. This is all along the battle trail. This is the whole war trail. Hey, Adirondack Life, you got to see the video I just posted about the Zion Church up here. There's a lot of weird history with that place. A lot of weird history. No, I love crows. I love ravens. I love all birds. Wow. Look at the size of this tree. I'm going to set the camera, the tripod up for this real quick. You guys got to see how gigantic this is. We're going to back it up. This thing is huge. And now, mind you, okay, keep in mind, when I show you the size of this tree right here, I see all these giant Corinthian columns, and this is comparable. You know, out of all the witnesses that ever witnessed, the Revolutionary War, that right there is the witness that I trust, because that tree was here. It was here. Undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. Amazing. Beautiful. Yeah, that's an excellent point. So when you're around a tree, and I honestly feel better. Like, literally, if I have my shoes off right now, talk about like footwear, like we wear rubber on the bottom of our shoes. We're supposed to be barefoot walking around out here, grounding ourselves. That's right, Adirondack Life. That tree will never lie. That tree will never lie. I love the trees. The trees all have spirit. When you talk to them, when you appreciate them, like, it's an exchange of energy. When you pick up trash like this, okay? Plastic, okay? Trees can't pick that up. They see it. It drives them wild. These are interesting. So if you look at the origination of the police shield, eyes wide open. Thank you very much. Lady Amber, seriously, no, talk to your plants. Talk to your plants. Yes, are you back? That crow's over here somewhere still. So we're picking up garbage, eh? Thank you, Wicked Witchy Poo. I appreciate you, Professor. If y'all haven't checked her channel out, check her channel out, Professor Prudence. Professor Prudence, teaching you all sorts of wonderful stuff about law and the U.S. Code, stuff that is very important, y'all. You know what I mean? Go check out her channel, Professor Prudence. Tina, I appreciate you, my dear. Thank you so very much. Yes. They banned your account today? Are you serious? For talking about the law? This is what I'm talking about, y'all. Daywalker, what do you mean, what am I going to upstate New York? I'm in upstate New York right now. What do you consider upstate New York there, Daywalker? A sun spiral? Sun spiral. Handshakes? Handshakes? Yeah, Justa Wilson, right? I've had people say, you ain't in upstate. Like, how far north I gotta be to be in upstate, bro? Like, I'm not upstate enough for it. And they're from Western New York. They're like, you wouldn't upstate. I'm like, Western New York is a totally different country compared to upstate New York. Like, speaking, like, the way we are up here is way different than downstate in the city, is way different than out west in New York. Like, it's geographically gigantic. And New York State's a very vast country, or very vast state. I mean, it's a country. It's the size of a country. Amy, I'll go back and see. That's a good point. The thumb over. Daywalker, I got you. Right on. Canadian border. That's up there. That's up there, bud. That's up there. Even more woodchuck than me, they'd say. I appreciate you. What's the closest township up there near the Canadian border? I love it up that way. Yeah, that's a thumb over handshake right there. Amy Sue. Plattsburgh. Yeah, I'm gonna head up there. There's an obelisk. Reels reveal the obelisk, Plattsburgh. Used to go and drink. Yeah, that's pretty. Well, back in the day when things were different, eh? That's cool. Partying up there in Canada. I thought it was wild enough when they, when we were growing up, all of us, right? The smoking age was 18, then they raised everything to 21. John McGregor. So I didn't really walk over on this side. Smith. Whoa, that almost. From here, right? When I'm sitting here. Didn't that look like an 808 real quick? Yo, does that, I'm just saying. Isn't that kind of wild? Daywalker, thank you very much. I appreciate the follow. So this is, look, there's definitely a mound of some sort right here. You can't see, but there's a big grade right here. Like, there's a definite grade, and then they plowed right through here for a road. All right, so there's a mound. Like, there's literal mounds. This is a whole mound, and they cut through this. Wow. Well, this is the kind of stuff that's very interesting, right? Because why are all the other... I guess because the water just runs straight up and down must be. Maybe that's why. Here we go. So like I was telling you, this is a Freemason Square. Look, no G. You see that? There's no G. No G. Appreciate y'all. We're definitely up on like a mound. It's mounded. What, the mounds? Lady Amber, are you asking like without the G? The thing is that there's like three or four different variations on what the G actually stands for. So it's like open to interpretation. You can look it up. So like I just showed you, that one doesn't have a G. And this one has a G. All right, well, let's look at the date on this, okay? So this is 1862. 1862, there is a G on that. So the OG has no G. All right, no, and that could make sense. I've kind of researched it, and I just kind of... So that was 1862. This looks like 1861. Dead. It's hard. hard. I have to rub this. I'd have to. So. Yeah, Surrey. Yep, no, absolutely. The G could mean Grandmaster. Yeah, they say it could mean God. Because I was trying to figure that out because, like I said, I noticed some had a G, some don't have a G. But that makes complete sense. And then you also have like GAR in this sense, right? With a 5-pointed upside down star. Would that be granddaughters of the American Revolution? Oh, Sue Ray, are you still there? Arma Beard, and are you a Mason? Eastern Star. Eastern Star. So that's the other one, geometry. God or geometry. Or Grandmaster. Arma Beard, and you're a Master Mason. No kidding. He can speak for himself. He can speak for himself. Well, let's see if we can find any more Freemason secrets to expose. Eh? Eh? Yeah, Sue Ray. I've done some research and there's a few different things. There's always multiple interpretations for symbols. You got to keep that in mind. Man. Doesn't this cross look like the fleur-de-lis? Certainly does to me. For sure. Oh, that one's pretty wild over here. Oh, geez. This one's all broke. Ives Ebony. No, I'm going to be headed down to North Carolina very soon. Very soon. My trips, like I have stuff scouted out in my head, but I'm a kind of whimsical dude, you know what I mean? On the whim. Yeah, all those are going to be shining on the sun, so then there you have it, okay? That way's east. That way's west. Some of the headstones are getting sun in the morning on this side. Some of them are getting sun in the evening from that side, the sunset. Judy Woodland. No, I have descendants that came over on the Mayflower as well. Compton, Carmel. Yes, no, absolutely. It is open to both. Ives Ebony, no, yeah, thank you very much. We will have an awesome time down there. That's where my brother TJ is from. My niece is graduating, and it's going to be a good time. Good time. Go down there, see some family. I'm going to go back over to where the Jane McCrae burial is. Jane McCrae, like, that whole thing is very interesting. Steve, Gen X. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, TJ's from North Carolina. That's where my pops is from, T-Mac, that video I made. So I grew up being down there. I used to go down south all the time when I was a boy down in North Carolina. And all their family down there were like, oh, how you like the country? Because I heard I was from New York. And I'd be down there and I'm like, man, this ain't the country. Where I'm from, like, that's the country. Good old North Carolina. I love South Carolina as well. Heidi, 5 minutes from you. Judy Woodland. So right now we're in Fort Edward, New York. Fort Edward, New York. So next to Hudson Falls, Glens Falls. Look at this. This one's wild. Look at that handshake. That looks like a torch. Seashell. Whoa. Wow. Heidi, I was actually a detective in Hudson Falls. I was a real-life detective. You're outside of Rochester? I've hung out in Rochester. Yeah, that one's pretty wild looking. Special grip handshake right there. There we go. Thank you, Adirondack Life. This one, Washburn. This is an old stone. All right, I honestly don't know what this means. Can anybody help me out with this? FLTR 297 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars and a dove. Judy, this is the Union Cemetary in Fort Edward, right on Broadway. This is Broadway right here. Anybody know what this means? FLTR? Amy Sue, I appreciate you. You're a lot of help always on these. You're an awesome, awesome, awesome supporter. I appreciate you so very much. So down here, so Whipple, this is a very important name. Whipple City, Greenwich, New York, upstate New York, Greenwich, New York, 12834, was Whipple City. It was Whipple City before they changed it to the village of Greenwich. And they used to have like all sorts of mills and stuff there. Steve, where's Fort Covington? Steve Gen X, where's Fort Covington? I definitely got to check that out. I just had a confirmation beep in the background, Steve. Now I really got to see Fort Covington, Steve. Where's Fort Covington, Steve? That beep in the background was confirmation. We got to go there. Synchronicities are real, y'all. Synchronicities are real. I appreciate the follows. Thank you so very much. Heidi, I was a police officer for 11 years, 1 month, and a week. But I joined the Army when I was 17 years old. I joined the infantry. I actually graduated high school early to join the military and kind of get away from this area. I grew up kind of rough. And once I joined the military, I graduated infantry school, basic training, when I turned 18. It was wild. And went overseas, turned 22 in Afghanistan. I'm a combat infantryman, actually a disabled combat vet. And when I got out of the military, I became a police officer. And I worked at the Washington County Sheriff's Office here. Actually, I was a road deputy there for a while. I taught a lot at the police academy. If y'all know who I am, I mean, I worked with everybody around here. And then I messed my back up pretty bad, and I had to have emergency surgery. It took me out of the fight for a few months. And when I came back to policing, I took a different job with Hudson Falls. And I went from junior patrolman to third in command in, I don't know, about a year. And they were prepping me for the chief position. So I left before that happened because I had an awakening and broke free from the system. But I was a detective. I was a sergeant. I did just about everything you could think of when it comes to police work. And I'm using those same skills, the same scope of practice to help awaken and enlighten people because I know how the system works. I know how it works. And like, I had to go through this wild journey to awaken. And I put my whole life on display trying to be as genuine and true as I possibly can be. And, you know, being a police officer is a big part of my life and forever will be. And there's two sides of this that are pinned against each other. Like, and that's the whole thing, is that for entertainment purposes only, their goal is division. And we have to see past all the superficial division, nonsense, and ego, and heal. And we do that through truth. And we can't have truth without real discussions and real facts. So we're out here adventuring and looking for facts. Know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all joining me when we're on this quest. I didn't have social media. I started TikToking like 9 months ago. My son's almost 15. He made this channel for me. And we've grown to 14,000 followers quite quickly, and fighting a lot of censorship as well. And if they're going to censor me, they're going to censor you. Unfortunately, I'm a vet. I work for the system. I given everything to it. And I grew up on the other side of the tracks. Like, my dad was in prison growing up. My dad died young because of, you know, the life that he lived as an outlaw, all right? An outlaw man. And I saw both sides. So I look at things from all different perspectives, and we're here to enhance critical thinking, you know, critical thinking. And cemeteries hold a lot of secrets. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so very much. Thank y'all so very much. Torches, right? I did see there's another Freemason square up there. I can see it. I ain't gonna walk up there. But see it right there on that stone in the middle of the screen? It looks like it's got a G in the middle of it too. Thank you, Amy Sue. I appreciate you. Reels Review, thank you very much. I appreciate y'all's support. Kyle Kolar, all right, what's going on, brother? What is going on? You see where I am? I'm right across the street, man. Here, Kyle, we've had 2,500 people watching. 2,500 people. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Got 66 people watching right now. The other day when I was live, Kyle, we had 400 people watching at once. I had 10,000 people come through the other day. It was wild. Oh, Kyle, I love and miss you too, brother. I really do. You know, I'm here. I'm fighting for us all, man. I'm fighting for us all. Ives Ebony, I appreciate you so very much, my dear. My dear, I hope you know how much I appreciate you so incredibly much. So we were talking about this. I wonder, I can't go on this gate. But this is Jane McCrae here. Steve, are you, I talk to a lot of people. Are you a veteran, Steve? I'm saying, obviously you got to be a veteran. So first and foremost, if we have already talked about this and I forgot, I am sorry, but thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. All the veterans out there, thank you for your service. Thank you all for your service. You know, you think about this, and this is what gets me fired up about the system. We're going to go on a little tirade here, for entertainment purposes only, TikTok, okay? But just think about it. If you had an empire, hypothetically, an empire, hypothetically, okay, that took over another land, okay? And the people that inhabited that land didn't know they got taken over. And the people that lived there on that land that were taken over, they thought they had to fight to something because, you know, they were taught to, you know, if you want to be brave, then you got to join, you know, the fighting force and become a knight or become a soldier, right? Or do tough guy stuff and serve. And then they take all the bravest people and they send them from their homeland and they send them to foreign countries to be sacrificed, right? Leaving the homeland unprotected, okay? And you think about it, okay? I joined the infantry. The infantry, we talk about etymology. Infant tree, right? There's nothing childish about the infantry. The infantry is the real combat troops. It's the 1% of the military, okay? The 1% of the military. So you think about this, and we can talk about zodiac signs. My zodiac sign just, by happenstance, happens to be the bravest of all zodiac signs, right? I joined the infantry at 17 years old because I wanted to serve my country in the bravest way I possibly could, because I needed to prove something to the entire world. And this is how the system gets us, by trauma, and then they propagandize us, bro, and they do it to our kids, and I was one of those kids. And we got to change that. That's my passion, my passing of ions. How we change things is we say, no, and nobody wants us no more. Nobody wants us anymore. Truth is all coming out. It's wild. But end of rant. I love y'all. Thank you so very much. Adirondack Life. Yes, Jane was moved. It talks about how she's been moved several times, and they don't even, like, there was another body in with her. There was another body in with her. How wild is that? Ives Ebony, you are amazing. Thank you, Elena. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is it. We are reprogramming. We have to reprogramming. You know, I talk about this all the time. Be the change you want to see. Be the example. Be the example. I'm out here picking up garbage and showing history and interacting with kids and being a positive role model, right? And you can do that. And you can still be just as G, right? You can keep it just as G. Fires me up, because the way that Hollywood, you know, the holly tree, the magic wand, propagandize our youth to make them think that they got to do all this nonsense to be tough, to be this, to be that, when they don't. They just need to be, and they need to be themselves. And we need to empower the next generations to be brave enough to be themselves. And that's what's important. And that's why we have such special kids coming up now. They're doing amazing things. And we're trailblazing for them. We are here. We are here to do that, to protect the children. Picking up glass too, that's right. Yeah, the gate, absolutely. I've gone down that rabbit hole. My battery on my phone's at 19%. Union Cemetary. So we're going to make my way back to the truck here. Thank you all so very much for all the support in this live. 33,000 hearts. We had a very good attendance. 2.4 thousand viewers. Ives Ebony, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Thank you. They TikTok flagged this one about halfway through. We started off very strong. You know, I didn't walk this way. Did not walk this way. And I didn't check out this brick structure over here. We're going to go check that out. And then my truck's over there. Reels Review, thank you so very much. I'd like to think we do pretty dang good reviews every time. You know, these big lives here, these big lives. I mean, when I'm at home in my recliner, more relaxed, that's a little different. But I like going out and showing you all cool places, taking you on adventures with me. And it's cool having service as well. That helps. Bethlehem. This is about freeing the entire world, Orion. Hear me? This is about freeing the entire world. CDXX, yes. Yes, they were. And we don't want war no more. It's time for peace. Woo! Big, beautiful trees. See, these trees, they're like, nah, we don't want war no more, man. We don't want war no more. We just want y'all to love each other. You know, you find peace in a cemetery. Finding peace in a cemetery. Orion 34, it is time. I'm going by birth chart. CD or C to Zorb. I'm going by my birth chart, my astrological birth chart. Gemini, Leo. Born on the summer solstice. The longest day of the year and the brightest day of the year. And 11 as I say that. That's pretty cool. It looks definitely, I don't know if they even got a date on that. Excuse me. Yeah, why don't y'all tell me, what are your signs? Tell me what's your sign. What's your sign? Adirondack life. Exactly. They create the problem, then they create the solution, and then they control both the problem and the solution, right? Control through chaos. Ooh, a Taurus, Virgo, Libra, Aries, Pisces, Gemini. I love y'all, and I really appreciate your support so very much, so incredibly much. It's pretty interesting. I'll walk this way a little bit more. There's my truck. How beautiful. Seriously, like these trees are so gorgeous. And you wonder why. You know, why did the people that be, why did the evil people that be destroy these? Why did they do it? Was it for lumber? Well, I don't think we necessarily always lived in wood houses. I don't think we're supposed to live in wood houses. I think we're supposed to live in brick, if anything. Makes more sense to me. It's much more efficient. And you see evidence of all these giant trees that they cut down for why? Why do they cut it down? It was none other than that. You know, I talk about the Abenaki water curse with the Abenaki natives in Vermont, you know, and I have ties to that. And the monetization of the water that comes from the land, God's land. The monetization of all of it. You know, what they've done to our food. Poison us. Keep us divided. Yeah, Finch lumber. So I have texts, you know, from, you know, the 17th, 18th, 19th century. This is what I research. And I look up those places. But talking about the natural land bridge that went between Glens Falls and South Glens Falls across the Hudson River, they destroyed that. The international, it was an international paper that's down there. It's one of the paper places, but they destroyed that land bridge, that natural land bridge, and that's where Last of the Mohicans was written, right there. And I have text about it. Yes, red brick, exactly. Donna, thank you so very much. Yo, CDXX, they got us, but hey, we're waking up now, and they can't stop us. Nothing can stop us, we're all the way up. No, it ain't happening, brah. It ain't happening. We're here to wake them all up. Tommy Love, what's going on? Dylan. Oh, it is absolutely beautiful, though. Birds tweeting. Birds tweeting. Oh, this is interesting over here. This one's incredibly interesting. That is a gigantic oak tree. That is a huge oak tree. Yep, red brick kilns. That's the whole thing. Red brick kilns. Exactly. Rebel. Rebel. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate you. No, it's eerie, but it's beautiful. What's that look like to you? All right, Corinthian column. You know, I've been doing a lot of research about the barber pole. You ever do any research about the barber pole? The originations of that? Told you about my surname, right? Journeyman. I wonder how many have been reactivated before they left. I hope we're waking them all up. We're waking them all up. And the big part of that is diet. Diet will wake it up. Pineal gland there. Thank you, Amy Sue. Thank you, Tommy Love. I appreciate the follows. Big, beautiful tree here. Holy. Lebanon. All right, so we had Bethlehem, Lebanon, Pilgrim, Bragg, the Vortex, Pilgrim, Lebanon, Bethlehem. I don't know which one my truck is on. That's going to be interesting to see. I didn't look and see which one I was parked on. So I know that this one here is Lebanon, right? I'm not going to look and see. Well, can we see what? No, I can't see it. My truck is parked on one. The one past it, all the way down there, that's Bethlehem. All right. I'm in Fort Edward right now. Sunny, I'm in Fort Edward. Wow, look at that tree. That is so wild. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Garbage. Putting it in the pocket. Y'all see me. I just showed you the video. I literally fill the bed of my truck up like every week on these trips, on my little adventures. People are with me. They can see it themselves. Chris Beal, the giant hunter. Barber pole is a side view of Vortex. Gotcha. Sunny Diabetic, you're in Glens Falls. I filmed there quite a bit. Yeah, Amy Sue, that's awesome. Yo, Davey J, where are you at? Oh, what do we got here? Yo, Adirondack Life, check this out. All right, we just found some interesting stuff here. Adirondack Life, look. Yo, Hudson Falls, Davey? Yeah. All right, Freemason, G. Then what do we got right here? What do we have right here, right? Or the Eastern Star. Utica, New York. Lake Luzerne, right on. Where's everybody else from? Order of the Eastern Star, okay? And we just talked about the barber pole, but Corinthian column, fleur-de-lis, right? Keep talking about that symbol. Ancient beginnings here. This one has a date of 1879 to 1910. This one has 1878, nothing. Nothing here. Nothing. Then 1872, 1929, Eastern Star. And no date on this one. It says Bert D. That's it. And look at this carving here. Look at that. Look how crisp that is. Bert D. Okay. Come on. Yep. That one's got a date. That one don't. That one does. That one don't. It just says Bert D. Come on. The book. Death not recorded. Death not recorded. Veteran. GAR, veteran. Seashell. Laurel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 2, so 4. 20, 40, 4. Interesting. So incredibly interesting. Solomon Durkee. Okay. Hello. Here we go. Alabama, enjoy your content. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching. If y'all could go over and follow my YouTube, that'd be a great help. I have a YouTube channel. I also have Instagram, Lance from Upstate. Instagram and YouTube. YouTube, that'd be really awesome. I'm going to start tonight. I'm going to start posting all of these lives in their entirety from what I can download from TikTok. I'm going to post the full length ones right to YouTube so you can watch the whole stream. All right, that'd be pretty cool. Hey, Adirondack life. You want to talk with me on here? So, Amy Sue, my accounts are either Guts and Glory Ranch or Lance from Upstate. Guts and Glory Ranch or Lance from Upstate. Everything's going to be converted all to Lance from Upstate. Gotcha. No, absolutely. Well, we'll talk sometime, Adirondack Life, and we can have you come in and you can just talk. You can talk like to me while I walk around in here. You have local knowledge. So this obelisk, were you in here when I saw this obelisk earlier? This obelisk is the biggest one that's in this entire cemetery, and it's got to be, I don't know, 30 feet tall. Taller than that, probably. 40 feet tall. Guts and Glory Ranch or Lance from Upstate. I also have a backup account on TikTok at Lance from Upstate. You can check that out at Lance from Upstate at Guts and Glory Ranch. So this one's highly suspect here. Yeah, 33 foot tall, probably. You're absolutely right. CDX, absolutely. And then you see this laurel wreath in here. R. Hinton Perry, 1901. Laurel wreath. 1, 2, 3. Those kind of look like little Molochs, right? Little owls. Do you see little owls there? Owl eye, maybe? What do we have here? What do we have here? What do we have here? Does that look like corn, maybe? Corn cob. If that was flipped over. I don't know. This one's highly suspect. Look it. Do you see how tall this thing is? I mean, do you see how big this thing is? It's the biggest one out here. I'm going to go back over and check that one again. That's a big Calvary statue there. Thank you, Amy Sue. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you. I appreciate all the love so incredibly much. If you guys haven't watched my first 3 videos, please go watch my first 3 videos. My first 3 videos are not my most, my most viewed videos. They're not the most popular videos, quote unquote, but they are the most genuine video. Like that is, everything's true about me. Everything's genuine about me, but that's the reason why I'm here. Those first 3 videos, that shows like why I'm doing what I'm doing. Dave, you've never been in there? Oh, definitely come check this place out. It's actually a really beautiful cemetery. And these big, beautiful oak trees in here, they have amazing energy. They have really, really good energy, honestly. They're huge, ancient trees. Highly vibrational. I usually walk around barefoot, but I don't know if I'm taking that chance in Fort Edward. Yeah, Adirondack life. Well, that's the thing. Truth isn't as popular as we expect. But if we get the truth, like, how happy would everybody be? How happy? So everything has meaning here, right? We have 2 crossed arrows. 2 crossed arrows. A shield, the eagle on itself. These being crossed, the tips up here. The tips up here one star in the middle with a bow, okay? There's, if you know anything about the two keys and the bow, then you have cross sabers, okay? The cross is a Templar Mason symbol, all right? All right, and what really don't make no sense is that is not a period accurate weapon to me. I mean, chiseled out or not, but I don't know. That seems much bigger, much older, more like a conquistador style kind of powder, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. To our country's defenders. Oh boy, here's all Latin. All right, I need somebody to help me with Latin here. Elena, yeah, no, definitely. My genealogy is wild. Everything from to black, to Norse, to Irish, to Native, to everything. I have everything. Charlize Phoenix, I am in Fort Edward, New York. Fort Edward, that's Broadway right behind me here. Stone Family Mausoleum. So can anybody translate this for me in Latin right here? Maybe in real time? That'd be sweet. Maybe somebody can put it in their phone for me, if you can read it. Non minerum. I don't want to say it. Amy Sue, do you have a way to look up Latin? Erected in grateful memory of their heroic services by Charles Stone. Let me back up. All right. Can you see it better? Elena, yeah, no, we are much more connected across the board than most people realize. Oh, dang, my phone's at 8%, y'all. It's at 8%. Oh, sweet Amy Sue, thank you so much. You're the best. Thank you very much. My phone's at 8%, so I'm going to start making my way over to the truck. And I kind of want to see what the name of the street is that we're parked on over here. So this one's Sharon and Park, 17th. But on the other side here, it was what? Bethlehem, Lebanon. All right, so you have that stone over there in honor, right? Memoriam. The army which is lesser praise. Indigo, Princess, I thank you so much. Lily, thank you very much. Eric, the definition, my brother. There was no English over there. In honor of those who fought and died, of those who fought and lived, this monument is erected by the citizens of the towns of Fort Edward and Kingsbury. Grant that the memory of our noble dead, who freely gave their lives for the land they loved, may dwell ever in our hearts. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. Wow. Window guy, thank you very much. Not occurs. It means not occurs. Wow, that's interesting. So that stone there, this stone here. Look, there was something. My handy dandy tripod here. Oh, crap. Look. Something was up there. Something was definitely up there. Where'd that go? It looks like there was copper up there. I can't see, but it looks like, was there copper up there, y'all? I mean, look how far down I am, okay? Is there copper up there? Can you see it? It looks, there's like a varnish, right? Copper varnish? Yeah. Yeah, it's green. I wonder what was up there, y'all. I wonder what was up there. You know how many times I find stuff like that it's been removed, taken down, purposefully, and you wonder why. Oh, we're supposed to go this way. 6%. My phone's at 6%, y'all. 6%. This one's interesting because it's got metal pole fence around it. And I can't read that very well. We'll have to come back and check that out. I gotta say hello to this big, beautiful tree, though. Oh, yes. Ooh. Hello. And I'll walk through this little beautiful portal right here. Okay. Phone's on 5%, y'all. 5%. So once I get down and I see this street, we got to see what this street is. So we got Lebanon right here. I appreciate all the support during this live. Y'all are so awesome. So incredibly awesome. Your support helps me in a big way. Watching my videos, sharing them out. Now that my channel is monetized, if I can get that, making some money, that would help in a big way. Orion 34, I appreciate you so much. Ale Ginger 88, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm glad you caught it too. Willow, so that's interesting. Bethlehem, Lebanon, we parked on Willow, number two. And this tree, and that tree, these three trees planted right here were purposefully planted. 1, 2, 3. Trees are planted with the geometry. Remember that. Trees, just like that. Look. 1, 2, 3. That's in a triangle. Okay? The trees will spell stuff out. The trees will be patterns within themselves. Look at the age of these trees together. Okay? Ale Ginger 88. Well, good, because you didn't lose your mind. You did not. Exactly. And then to even go over even further, okay, to even go further with this, I appreciate you. But that is a Templar cross. That's a Templar cross. Right next to this giant tree. The date on this is 1886. And then the one directly behind it is 1946. Okay? 1946. 1886, 1946, Templar cross, 3 trees, and a pattern. Pretty wild, y'all. Pretty wild. And look at this one, okay? This giant one. What's in the middle? What's in the middle of this? What's in the middle of these 2 trees? Okay? Listen, I was in the Army, right? Look, what's that look like on my forearm? I was a Protestant, man. I was a Protestant. And, I went to church for a while too, man. There's symbols everywhere. Templar cross. Across from a Templar cross. The dates. These 3 trees are planted in a pattern. Those 3 trees are planted in a pattern. It's all pattern recognition. When everybody figures out the patterns, it's the same repetitive patterns. That's why I love taking y'all with me out here to explore this stuff. But I love y'all. Stay wild. I got to get out of here. My phone's going to die. It's going to die out on me here. But thank you. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you so incredibly much. I will be checking in with you guys soon, all right? Love y'all. Stay wild. Appreciate you. Give me a follow. Love y'all. Thank you. Davey, Amy. Ale, Greg. Foul of heaven. Definition, yes, X marks the spot, my brother, Eric. Orion 34, yes, I know about ley lines, absolutely. Definition, crosses are X. Crosses are X. You're absolutely right, and they're all Templar crosses. Who said Yeshua like crosses? Who said Yeshua like crosses? Love y'all. Stay wild.